In the last video, we are see the applications of radioisotopes. In that, we can see that basic assumptions and use of tracer in structure determination. So, in this video, we are going to see that applications of radioisotopes in age determination. In that, we can see the radioactive decay, which acts as a clock that has been provided by nature, and geologists until the beginning of this century had no suitable time scale for assigning ages of geological samples. A radioactive isotopes is found to be suitable in assigning ages within 3 to 4 span of its half-life. So let us discuss some examples of the age determination. Let me see the first example, use of tritium, that is the age of water sample with the help of tritium. In that, we can see that tritium has a half life of 12.33 years, and therefore the concentration in a mole ratio of tritium divided by proton is any in any sample can be used to assign its age, and only up to 40 years. The tritiated water, that is H2O, is formed in the atmosphere and then mixes with the water, forms rivers, seas and lakes. At equilibrium, the ratio of concentration of tritium to proton is stable and is about 10 raised to minus 18. When the water from any of the above source is stored, the incorporation of tritiated water with ordinary water stops, and tritium from the stored water begins to disintegrate. It means that the concentration ratio, and this ratio gives the period, that is age, and for which the water has been stored. By the expression is that T is equals to 2.303 divided by lambda log of concentration of A naught divided by A, log of A naught divided by A. Therefore, this equation is that the 2.303 divided by lambda log of activity of tritium in the fresh sample of water per ml divided by activity of tritium in given sample of water per ml. And here we can see that the lambda, this lambda is the disintegration constant of tritium. After 40 years, the number of tritium atoms decreases, and it is considerably, and errors will be introduced in the assigned ages. It means the tritium emits beta particles with low energies, and liquid scintillation counters is to be used as a detecting device. Means the tritium emits the beta particles with low energy, and this will be measured by using the liquid scintillation counter. This is the first tritium, use of tritium. Next, we can see the carbon 14 dating. It means that age of dead organism with the help of carbon 14. In that, the carbon 14 has a half-life is about 5700 years, and the determination of concentration ratio of carbon 14 and carbon 12 can be used to assign the ages up to about 20,000 years. Carbon 14 is formed due to nuclear transformation, and it gets converted into CO2. Means the nitrogen 14 plus neutron gives the carbon 14 plus proton. In that, we see the mixes with atmosphere. CO2 mixes with the atmosphere, and it continuous formation of carbon 14. It continuous formation of carbon 14 and conversion of CO2, and keeps the carbon 14 divided by carbon 12 concentration ratio is a constant. When the concentration ratio of carbon 14 divided by carbon 12, which is decreases, and this decrease from the equilibrium ratio in a measure of age of the sample. Here we can see that the carbon 14 activity in living sample is found to be on the average 16.1 plus minus 0.3 disintegrations per minute per gram of the total carbon in a dead sample. So its age will be calculated by using the equation T is equals to 1.85 into 10 raised to 4 log of 16.1 divided by D in years. It means that it is also represented as T is equals to 2.303 divided by lambda into log of activity of fresh sample of wood or wood particle or bone etc. per gram in the given area divided by activity of dead sample of tree, bone etc. in units per gram in the same area. And here this lambda is the disintegration constant of carbon 14. This is the carbon 14 dating, that is age of dead organism with the help of carbon 14. Next we can see that the example is age of minerals and rocks. Here we can see that age of minerals and rocks, in that the end products of all three natural radioactive series, and we already seen that the natural radioactive series are the uranium, actinium and thorium. These are the three natural radioactive series. In this series, the end products of all these natural radioactive series gives the lead as a isotopes. That is, the first lead isotope is lead 206, second lead 207 and lead 208. Lead 206 is obtained for uranium 238, lead 207 is obtained by actinium and uranium 235, and lead 208 for thorium 232. By using this, the concentration ratio of lead obtained as a result of disintegration of radioactive element to uranium and thorium throws some light on the ages of a rocks and minerals, and we get the equation which is developed by the Kevil, that is m is equals to n1 into lambda 1 plus n2 into lambda 2 into t. In this equation, the term is represented as m is represented as total number of lead atom in the sample. Lambda is the decay constant of uranium 238, and here the n1 is used. This n1 is the number of uranium 238 atoms present in that. Lambda 2 is the decay constant of another series, that is thorium 232, and here the n2 is number of thorium atoms in the sample. Here we can see the lambda 1. This lambda 1 that is the decay constant of uranium 238. Its decay constant is 1.54 into 10 raised to minus 10 years inverse. The lambda 2 that is decay constant of thorium 232, its decay constant is 4.99 into 10 raised to minus 11 year inverse. By using this formula, the T in years if we calculate, which is equals to m divided by 1.54 into 10 raised to minus 10 n1 plus 4.99 into 10 raised to minus 11 n2. This formula is knowing the total lead atoms. This formula gives the total lead atoms in the given sample, and n1 and n2 are the number of uranium and thorium atoms present in that, and we get the age of the sample will be obtained. This method is very useful to determine the age of minerals and rocks. Another method is based on the measurement of helium content in the rock. Also, one of the method is that to determine the age of rock is to determine the concentration ratio of potassium 14 to argon 14. These are the methods to determine the minerals and rocks. Next method, we can see that the age of earth. What is the age of earth? The example is to determine the age of the earth. In that we see the assuming earth to be isolated system, and the above methods employed for the age determination of rocks and minerals, and can also be used to determine the age of the earth. Let us see how to determine the age of the earth. Isotopes, lead isotopes 204 is stable and it occurs to the extent of 1.48%. So it is not found in any of the series. Means we know that we already seen that the three series, uranium series, actinium series and thorium series. By using three series we obtained uran we obtained lead 206, lead 207 and lead 208. We not obtained the lead 204, means this lead isotope which is stable and it occurs to the extent of 1.48% and it is not from any of these three series. So its concentration is used to age determination. Let me see the equation for to calculate the age of the earth is that lead 206 divided by lead 204 at t, which is equals to lead 206 divided by lead 204 at 0 plus uranium 238 divided by uranium at t divided by lead 204 divided by lead at t into uranium divided by lead at t into e raised to lambda 1 into t minus 1. This is one of the equation. Another equation for lead is that lead 207 divided by lead 204 at a t, which is equals to lead 207 divided by lead 204 at a 0 plus uranium 235 divided by uranium at a t divided by lead 204 divided by lead at a t into uranium divided by lead at t into e raised to lambda 2 into t minus 1. And we also know that what is lambda 1 and lambda 2. Lambda 1 is the decay constant of uranium 238. Lambda 1 is the decay constant of uranium 238 and lambda 2 is the decay constant of uranium 235. So by using these two equations, the term is lead 206 divided by lead 204 at 0 and lead 207 divided by lead 204 at 0. These two terms is referred to the ratio of concentrations at the time of formation of earth crust and are obviously unknown. So the lead uranium divided by lead at a time t, the ratio of the total uranium to the lead content at t. This is the ratio of total uranium to lead content. This is also unknown. These two quantities are the unknown. However, the lead 206 divided by lead 204 at a time t and lead 207 divided by 204 at a t, this can be approximately be obtained from the certain meteorites and the values being 9.4 and 10.3. So the lambda 1 decay constant for uranium 238 and lambda 2 for uranium 235 are known. It means the ratio of isotopic abundance, that is uranium 235 divided by uranium at T and uranium 238 divided by uranium at T. Also the lead 204 divided by lead at T, these are the 0.0072, 0.9927 and 0.0148 respectively. And we can see the recent accepted value of lead 206 and lead 204 at a T are 16 and 15.3 respectively. So by using these two equations, we can easily find out the age of the earth. These are the applications of age determination. Next, we can see that the medical applications. Here we can see the medical application. Let me see. The first medical application is the thyroid disease. First medical application is thyroid disease. In the thyroid disease, most of the iodine we obtain from food accumulate in the thyroid gland. The iodine plays an important role in our well-being as it is controls the growth and proper metabolism. So the thyroid glands in some people becomes overactive. It means that hyperthyroidism, and in some peoples it becomes unreactive, means hypothyroidism. In these both cases, that is hyperthyroidism and hypothyroidism, the conditions may be lead to serious consequences. So this condition of the thyroid is understood by administrating the light dose of radioiodine to the patient. It means about 10 microcurie of iodine 131 in the form of NaI is given through the orange juice to the patient. It is about 10 microcurie of iodine 131 in the form of sodium iodide is given through the orange juice to the patient. So, the counting of a gamma activity which is emitted by the patient thyroid is started immediately. If the giving 10 microcurie of iodine 131, the counting of gamma activity emitted by the patient is immediately. Thyroid is started immediately. So the counts are compared with those from the dummy plastic thyroid is injected with the same amount of iodine 131 and under the same experimental condition. In that case, the counting is made for several hours and the ratio which is counts D divided by P, that is dummy divided by patients, are plotted as a function of a time and the curve will be obtained as compared to the curve for the normal and hyperthyroidesis and hypothyroidesis is detected. In that case, the hyperthyroidesis treatment in iodine 131 or iodine 126 dose around 200 microcurie is given to the patient and the high energy radiation of the dose destroy the excess growth causing the hyperthyroidesis. Let me see the next medical brain tumor location. Certain dyes are preferentially absorbed by cancerous cells and the technique the dye labeled with iodine 131 is administered to the patient. The entire space around the skull is scanned by special counters and the region of the brain where iodine 131 accumulates is located. By this, it may be possible to locate the brain tumor fairly closely. This is the second application for medical application. Let me see the third application for medical. Assigning the volume of blood in the patient. How to assign the volume of blood in patient? Sometimes it becomes necessary to know the amount of blood in the patient of anemia or patient who has had severe hemorrhage in an accident. In such cases, Stokes dilution method helps in assigning the volume of blood in the person. In this method, the 1 centimeter cube of the patient blood is taken out sodium 24 as a NaCl. In that, the initial specific activity, that is SI, of the labeled blood is measured in a cube. Say it is a 0.1 centimeter cube of it. The rest of the blood which is labeled sample is containing Y centimeter cube of blood and say it is 0.9 centimeter cube and it is re-injected intravenously. So about 15 minutes, after 15 minutes, once again 1 centimeter cube of the blood is taken out the patient and its specific activity is determined. So let this be SF. After 15 minutes, blood taken is represented as SF and the unknown volume is X centimeter cube of the blood in the patient's body and this unknown volume X centimeter cube which is find out by using the formula is that X is equals to Y into SI. SI is the specific activity, initial specific activity divided by SF in centimeter cube. By using this to find out the volume of blood in the patient. Another application is the defects in blood circulation, that is effect of drug. Some patients taking a drug. What is the effect of drug? Let me see. A small dose of sodium 24 as a NaCl solution is injected intravenously into the left femur of the patient. A small dose of sodium 24 of a NaCl solution which is injected in the left forearm of the patient. So the arrival at various other parts of the body. Sodium 24 is followed as a function of time by the GM counter. So, the arrival time indicates the normal or defective circulation of the blood. Observe that the arrival timing is compared with the standard data of normal person. In that case, a slowing down a circulation over a given part of the body and it indicates the local obstruction as a clot. It means that thrombosis in the part. In the in that case, the effectiveness of a given anti-hypertension drug is ascertained by a improvement in circulation. This is the defect of blood in circulation. Another application is the radioimmunology. It is represented as RIA and it is a versatile technique for examining the concentration levels of biological ingredients in the body fluids. In this technique, it provides the quantitative understanding of hormones, vitamins, steroids, drugs, and antigens in the body fluids. These are the some medical applications. Let me see the some other medical uses for radioisotopes. Here we can see that the number of radioisotopes we can use to study of different medical uses. First, we see the purpose of study and then we study the which radioisotopes is used for this study. First, we can see the mechanism of bone fracture healing. In that case, we can use the sulfur 35 and phosphorus 32. Second, the bone imaging. In that case, is usable radioisotopes is F18 and SR85. Another case, the all over the applications of medical. So here we can stop now. Thank you.